selection of quick and fun cards for when you have an emergency or simply don't have the time. I've photocopied a dictionary definition for this card. I've aged it with a cold tea bag. I'm going to place it across the centre of the card, and then I'm going to add a sweetie. And I think that gets the message across. This is a great card for a baby girl. I'm using pink handmade paper, which I've torn to give a rough edge. I'm going to mount the paper on the card. Then I've used my craft punch to make a circular cream shape of card. I'm going to peel the tape off. Stick the head on. Add a sentiment to the bottom. And I'll quickly draw on a face. The next card might make somebody laugh. I've handwritten this sentiment and mounted it onto black card. I'm going to stick on a feather. I think it has to be pink really. And as a finishing touch, to add a little sparkle, a jewel. I've cut a clipping from a magazine for this card. It's only a section of a photograph, but it works really well. I'm going to mount it on the card. And then I've used my alphabet die punches to write my sentiment, which I'm going to stick underneath the picture. That should cheer someone up. This card offers an alternative use to the heat gun. I've cut this piece of card with fancy edge scissors. I've got a miniature envelope which I'll mount across the card. I'm going to heat some small sections of coloured glue stick which you put into a hot glue gun. It takes a little while to melt. I'm heating it on a piece of greaseproof paper which is mounted onto a heatproof board. This is a baking tin. When the glue really turns to liquid, you can turn off the heat, sprinkle with a little glitter, push in your wax seal. I'm just going to leave that to cool for a few seconds. I'm going to peel it off the greaseproof paper. And use glue to stick it to the back of my envelope to seal it closed. Any gardener would be delighted to receive this next card. I've used earthy tones and I've put this piece of card through the ribbler to create a corrugated effect. I'm going to glue on two items. One is a flower I've cut out with my daisy punch, which I'm going to mount on the small squares down the side. The other is a novelty button I found in a haberdasher's. This really pretty dragonfly card works best on a dark background. So I've used a piece of black card edged with sparkle paper. I've used some offcuts of leaf skeleton to make the dragonfly's wings. And I've used beads threaded on a piece of wire to make the dragonfly's body. This is a really pretty card. Again, I've used a section of the leaf skeleton, which I've mounted on green card. And I've cut a large ladybird using my circular craft punch. And the other ladybirds I've got here are waste from my household hole punch. I'm going to dot them about on the leaf, and then using my black pen I'm going to put dots on them. And the final card should cheer someone up who's feeling a bit poorly. I'm going to use my chalks for this one. I'm going to rub some colour on with my finger. I'm going to stick my sentiment, which I've printed out on a computer, underneath. And as a finishing touch, I'm going to stick on a novelty plaster. That's it.